Figures of Enchantment, a magic realist novel by Pakistani Brazilian author Zulfikar Ghose, takes place in an unnamed South American country reminiscent of Brazil. The story revolves around Felipe Gamboa, a civil servant who is banished to a secluded island, and his daughter Mariana, who falls into destitution. Meanwhile, Mariana's former boyfriend, Federico, acquires a magical amulet that grants his every wish, but with a Faustian twist. Drawing inspiration from Shakespeare's The Tempest, Figures of Enchantment delves into the power of desires and dreams, exploring how they can become a form of enchantment that traps individuals within oppressive political and economic systems. Felipe Gamboa is a timid and well-intentioned bureaucrat working in the lower echelons of the South American government. His monotonous daily routine is brightened only by his dreams of escaping to the Pacific Islands. However, his most fervent wish is a promotion that would fulfill his desires for a larger house, a Mercedes-Benz, and funds to support his daughter Mariana's education. Gamboa becomes consumed by the idea of this promotion, even though he lacks any substantial justification to believe it is within reach. When he is ultimately passed over, Gamboa's disappointment and frustration lead him to drown his sorrows in alcohol and clash with his family. One night, while sulking through a local park, Gamboa stumbles upon Mariana in an intimate moment with Federico, a poor young man who lacks material wealth to offer her. Unfairly, Gamboa accuses Mariana of promiscuity and physically assaults Federico. As a typical citizen of his country, Gamboa participates in the weekly lottery, and by a stroke of luck, his numbers almost win that week. Pushed to his limits, Gamboa finds himself sympathizing with the anti-government movement. During his lunch break, he impulsively decides to join a protest, seeking a means to channel his mounting frustrations. After being apprehended by the police, Gamboa and the other protesters are found guilty of sedition. While most face death sentences or imprisonment, Gamboa is exiled to the seemingly idyllic offshore island of Santa Barbara as a mere joke. Initially, Santa Barbara appears to fulfill Gamboa's dreams of a paradise. However, the harsh reality unveils itself. It is actually a virtual slave colony. A small group of exiles is forced into labor at a nitrate extraction operation for a chemical company on the mainland, earning meager wages. The company controls the islanders by being their sole provider of essential supplies, ensuring their perpetual indebtedness. The inhabitants yearn for a return to the mainland, their dreams just out of reach. Meanwhile, Federico, inspired by the lottery he is prohibited from playing, turns to illegal gambling. He steals from his father's wallet to bet on cockfights and initially amasses a small fortune before losing it all to a con artist. Undeterred, Federico ventures into the bohemian district of Nuevo Soho, where he encounters Popayan, the owner of a costume shop. Popayan, a swindler, convinces Federico to purchase an amulet by claiming it possesses magical powers capable of granting his desires. However, Popayan issues a central warning: nothing can protect you from your desires. Federico wastes no time in making wishes for excitement, wealth, and women. Soon, he catches the attention of a beautiful older woman, a former courtesan, with whom he moves into a large house. Unbeknownst to Federico, she is grooming him for an introduction to Ernesto Vivado, a pimp and self-proclaimed dealer in sensations. Ernesto sells Federico's companionship to wealthy women from around the world. As this new life loses its allure, Federico finds himself trapped in Vivado's semi-criminal world. Haunted by the fear of his past wishes backfiring, Federico refrains from making any new desires with his amulet, despite his longing for Mariana. However, Mariana's life takes a different path. With the loss of her father and his income, she is forced to leave her private school and becomes a grocery clerk. As her circumstances worsen, she descends further down the economic ladder, eventually working as a chambermaid for the wealthy. Struggling in poverty, Mariana finds solace and escape in her beloved soap opera, Joanna's Sacrifice. The city itself undergoes a transformation where dreams and money intertwine. Bohemian Nuevo Soho is revamped into a banking district. Popayan capitalizes on this change, selling his shop and investing his earnings in the currency markets, profiting from their fluctuations. However, these economic shifts exacerbate the plight of the island of Santa Barbara. Its inhabitants suffer from poverty, internal conflicts, and the company's cruelty, leading to their demise. Gamboa, now remarried and with a second daughter named Herminia, who strikingly resembles Mariana, sees her as nature's forgery. Tragedy strikes as Gamboa's wife, along with most of the islanders, succumbs to death, leaving only Gamboa, Herminia, and a severely degraded man named Balthazar. Meanwhile, Federico finds employment in a semi-legal role, surveying uninhabited coastal islands. Despite still yearning for Mariana, he is taken aback when he encounters Herminia, who bears a striking resemblance to his lost love. Reunited with Gamboa, Federico learns the truth that Herminia is not a reincarnation of Mariana but a different individual. Reluctant to accept this reality, Federico hesitates to leave the island. However, when a boat arrives to collect him, Gamboa and Herminia seize the opportunity to escape together, leaving Federico and Balthazar to struggle for dominance. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.